Let's unlock a Sith Eternal Emperor, man. Let's get this thing done. Let's gear him up. Sith Eternal is the most dependent of all of them on his ultimate. So let's get this done here. Activate him, get a little drink of tea. In the meantime, we can just watch this unfold. Greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, also known as the Nooch Father, which I kind of like. It's the Godfather, Nooch Father. Anyway, hey, I'm here to talk about an age-old question, or at least like a 3 to 4-year-old question. Should you rush a Galactic Legend? And as long as Galactic Legends have been around, we thought about it. What do we mean by rush? Well, when you talk about you open a new account, you start an alt, you're a new player to the game, should that be the first thing you work on? Go get yourself a Galactic Legend. Go get yourself here Galactic Legend Kylo. Go get yourself a Jedi Master Kenobi, Leia, Jedi Master Luke, Sith Eternal. Should you start your game with just focusing on one of these Galactic Legends and dialing in until you get them done, rather than farming a bunch of other stuff along the way? And we're going to talk about the benefits of that, the drawbacks, and my conclusion, whether you should do it or not. But let's talk about a few things in between. I just mentioned alt account. Like, you started an alt account. I believe firmly that if you're going to carry 2 accounts, you should be doing different things on those accounts. You know, if you've got like a 3 or 4-year-old account, you've been working on core teams and dialed in on Jedi Master Kenobi, and you start an alt account, man, why would you start an alt account and do the exact same thing unless your plan is to eventually dump that alt account and or dump the original account and replace it with the alt account? I really feel like you should be doing different things on different accounts if you have multiple accounts. So that's something to think about there. You know, maybe you start that alt, that second account, and on that one you're gonna rush Sith Eternal just to see what it's like and get the experience. I myself, you guys know on this channel, and this is a lot of times why the question comes up, you know, I started this account right here. This account right here in front of you, my Star Wars Dad account, started December 21st, 2020, and I started by rushing, what's his name? Supreme Leader Kylo Ren was the first character that I went after on this account. And I left everything else in the dust. I unlocked Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. We'll talk about the benefits of what I did that in a minute, but it was the goal of this account. And then later, a year later, I followed it up with a Sith Eternal Rush account. I found out that you can rush a character free to play. You know, Sith Eternal, Kylo, Rey, it's about 9 months to rush those characters free to play. 9 to 10 months. I actually did Sith Eternal like 8 3/4 months or something, unlock, and then 9.5 for the ultimate. And then now I'm doing my free-to-play Jabba account because I want to see how long it takes to you know, rush Jabba the Hutt free-to-play on an account in 2024, 2023, 2024. You know, I'll be blunt. I did the Sith Eternal Rush. I did the Jabba. I'm doing the Jabba Rush. Those are done as a lark. Those are done as interesting entertainment, a thought experiment, or an actual experiment, really is what it is. I'm trying to see what happens when I do certain things in the game. And for me as a content creator, you know, rushing those Galactic Legends, I know what it's like to build an account by building the core teams, by working through that, by getting gas and getting the Revens and getting CLS and getting all this stuff done before you ever think about it. I know what that account is like. I got a good idea. I didn't know what rushing a Galactic Legend is like, and it changes every time. And even just rushing a Galactic Legend for me as a content creator, I uncover a lot of different things going on in the game. I uncover what it's like to be a free-to-play player at this current time in the game. You know, how the difficulties of being in Carbonite Grand Arena, the difficulties of working in a guild. So it helps me uncover a lot of things in the game. But you as a player, you know, you're rushing a Galactic Legend. You started a new account, you're doing an alt account, and you're going to go get a Galactic Legend as the first thing you get, and maybe you need to be aware of some of the pitfalls and some of the benefits along the way. And by the way, I had this thing this morning, and I did not expect this. This kind of happened, and somebody commented this. I already planned on doing this video, and I had a comment this morning, literally this morning, from the High Round. That's a great name. Any tips on how to get Lord Vader? I'm free to play level 85, but I can't get him. I've been trying for like half a year. And I replied, free to play Lord Vader is going to take at least a year, over a year easily. Man, you ain't rushing a Galactic Legend free to play in like half a year. It is a long grind. You guys are watching me on my Jabba account. I am, 33, 34 weeks into that, and I'm not really even halfway there, although, you know, the back half of it, stuff starts happening faster than the front half. The front half is really slow go. Man, it's 105 days just to get to level 85, so Anyway, we talked about what I mean by rushing an alt account, and then the hyperdrive situation has just kind of changed everything. You know, you can pay $10, $20, $30, $40, and you can get a Galactic Legend. Basically, you get the farming for them. You get Kylo and the Finalizer for $40, $20 for the Kylo pack, or $10 maybe for the Kylo pack, and $20 for the Finalizer pack, and boom! Then you're just getting stuff unlocked, getting some Zetas, getting some extra relic levels, and you've got a Galactic Legend. So if you got a hyperdrive bundle, you know, I think that even adds another. You know, should you go get other Galactic Legends alongside the Galactic Legends you've got? You know, you're rushing a Galactic Legend alongside already farming Galactic Legends. I think these are all really interesting questions, and we'll answer them here at the end of the video. But let's start here at the beginning. The benefits. What are the benefits of rushing a Galactic Legend? And I'm going to go back to my Kylo account because this is the one that I kept, and I really got to experience the benefits. When I did Sith Eternal, now when I'm doing Jabba, I'm going to play them for like a month after I do the unlock and get the ultimate, and then I'm going to let those accounts go, and I did. This Kylo account, I played it. I'm still playing it today. So I know the benefits of having a Galactic Legend on your roster at that 9 to 10 month mark. And we'll talk about specific Galactic Legends here in a minute. But, you know, it's a big deal if you're sitting in Carbonite Grand Arena to throw Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on the front wall. It really matters. You can block off an entire top or bottom set of territories by dropping a Galactic Legend on the front wall, down in like Carbonite, maybe when you get into Bronzium, maybe Bronzium, Carbonite, Bronzium, there's one in between there. Anyway, in the lower levels of Grand Arena, if you're in Carbonite, it's 100%. If you're in, now I've shown you can actually climb to Bronzium just with a few relics here, just by people not playing, but in Bronzium, a Galactic Legend in Bronzium, it'll block off the front wall. You will keep on climbing in Grand Arena with a Galactic Legend on defense, even if it's Sith Eternal. I don't care. People are not going to beat that Sith Eternal. Well, if they have Wampa, maybe they will, actually. With Wampa, you can beat Sith Eternal in Grand Arena, so maybe not Sith Eternal, but every other Galactic Legend, I believe you can hold and climb in Grand Arena. So it's a big Grand Arena benefit for you right off the bat. It is, can you beat other teams? That may be a problem for you, but that's a question here in a minute. It's going to be great for you in, like, a Conquest. So having a Galactic Legend in Conquest is going to help you advance farther than you've ever advanced before. And it's going to do great things for you. Having a Galactic Legend in Proving Grounds once you get to 4 million. Most of the Galactic Legends can do most of the Proving Grounds levels, and it's a really big deal to have a Galactic Legend in Proving Grounds. And yeah, they can't do all of them, and it's mix and match and everything, but those Galactic Legends and Territory Battles, Territory Wars, having a Galactic Legend on your roster will make a tremendous difference in almost every game mode, if not every game mode in the game. So it's a huge benefit. What are the drawbacks? Well, if I have rushed a Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and let's say I didn't do the Hyperdrive or the Lightspeed bundle, I just went straight to Kylo Ren, or maybe I did the Lightspeed bundle and I went straight to Kylo Ren anyway. This is all I got on my roster, right here in front of you. That's all I've got, right over there. It's going to be Kylo with all the First Order, and then, and I guess a Finalizer fleet too. If I don't have the Finalizer 7 stars, it doesn't really matter that much, but I have a limited roster. And a lot of guilds are going to look at that and say, maybe good job, and you're a dedicated player, but we can't bring you into our guild because you don't have those Geos to help us in Geonosis territory battles. Although a lot of guilds will also probably find you and say, we are doing Geo territory battles, and we can bring a Galactic Legend on here, and you're obviously somebody that's dedicated to the game and going to keep going. You know, you got that sunk cost. You already got a Galactic Legend, so you're going to keep going in the game. So, you know, but the drawbacks are you're going to be missing a lot of teams. Like, if I do this Kylo Ren farm, I remember when I finished it, my first two relics after finishing the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren farm were Bosk and Darth Vader. I didn't relic them on the way. And just getting those guys relic, and you're not going to have like a CLS team, a lot of the core teams. You'll have Palpatine on that roster specifically. You're not really having a good Jedi team. You're not going to have much of a Rebel team. You're not going to have a Galactic Republic team. You won't have, of course, none of these Afra, Inquisitor, Starkiller. You won't have any Revens on the team. You're not going to have a CLS. You won't have any big ships on there. Although, you know, Kylo gets you halfway to the Executor. But you're just gonna be missing a bunch of, even beyond those, Imperial Troopers. I'm trying to think about it. Wampa, maybe you don't have Wampa on the roster. So there are a lot of drawbacks. There's a lot of benefits to your roster for being able to do all the game modes. There's a lot of drawbacks to not having a very deep roster, not having a light side team to go with your dark side team, or vice versa, depending on which Galactic Legend you rush. So, yeah, so we got to take all those things into account. And let's talk about the Hyperdrive bundle for a minute. Excuse me, the Lightspeed bundles for a minute. If I believe that if you're getting Galactic Legends and Lightspeed bundles, if you got the Kylo bundle, if you got the Rey bundle, if you got the Shadows of the Empire bundle, and you've gotten yourself to Jedi Master Luke quickly like I did, that maybe, with those guys on your roster, I think you should be farming the other stuff. Go farm the other core stuff on this. Make the core farming, make the Inquisitors, make other stuff part of your daily farming. You've already got the Galactic Legend, and yeah, there are going to be other Galactic Legends that maybe perform better, and that's great. But let's go get those other teams. So build up the core farming, let the Lightspeed bundles contribute to your Galactic Legends while you farm all the core teams like the Phoenix and the CLS team and the Imperial Troopers and the Bounty Hunters and etc. So, or whatever doesn't go with your Lightspeed bundles. Let your Lightspeed bundle kind of drive your core farming while you drive Galactic Legends with the Lightspeed bundles. That's my thought. And Starkiller, Starkiller was out there too. So that's my thought process there. But the other thing to think about is that some Galactic Legends are, if you're going to rush a Galactic Legend, some are a lot more obtainable and make a lot more sense, and some really don't make much sense at all. Let's talk about with not making much sense at all. I'm going to start right here with Jedi Master Kenobi. Jedi Master Kenobi is a great character in the game. He's a stalwart on defense. Even now in 3v3 against people with lots of Galactic Legends, I put a nice little Datacron on there with him and Commander Ahsoka, and I get holds against people that don't have the right mods or don't have any good Datacrons. But with all that said, he does require Commander Ahsoka to be fully effective. And you don't have access to Commander Ahsoka until you're until you're 4 million and you can get Proving Grounds. And then it's going to take you, if you're free to play, it's going to take you a year and a half after you get to 4 million to get Commander Ahsoka on your account. Now you can buy her with crystals. You can do the Conquest Pass at $30, every time Conquest comes around, and that'll get you an extra run around. You'll get it in 9 months instead of a year and a half, but it just doesn't work without Commander Ahsoka. So if you don't have a plan for Commander Ahsoka, Jedi Master Kenobi makes no sense. And you've also got to have Wat Tambor, and Wat Tambor comes from Geonosis territory battles. If you're not going to get into a Geo territory battle that's getting like 30 shards of Wat Tambor right off the bat, then you're not going to be able to go for Jedi Master Kenobi. The same thing can be said for Lord Vader. Like I told my friend here, it's going to take you over a year easily. To go get Lord Vader, you got to get the Bad Batch, which all the Chirotechs involved there. You have to unlock Padme. That's a journey. You got to get Relic 8 Padme, Relic 8 Gas. You've got to get Gas, and Gas is a 9-month journey free to play, so you got to take that into account. How long it's going to end. Plus, Lord Vader isn't really super viable without Maul on his team. And that may be changing here in the future. We got other unaligned Force users that are starting to come in and make a difference, but this doesn't make a lot of sense. And the teams you get, you got to look at the teams you get along the way also. You'll get a Bad Batch team. You'll have a Padme team. You'll probably have a Gas 500 first. With Lord Vader, you actually are going to get a lot of really good secondary teams with Bad Batch, Gas, Padme, a Nute Gunray Separatist team maybe along the way. Maybe you get a Grievous team because you're farming those Separatist droids for gas. So you get a lot of good secondary teams. With Kenobi, with Jedi Master Kenobi, I don't know if you get a lot of great secondary teams. You got characters like Bo-Katan and Isla. Qui-Gon, you can get him with Anakin really to make a good team there eventually. But Cody, Cad, you're just not getting a lot of great secondary teams with that Jedi Master Kenobi farm. And I'll go into every single one of these, but I really think that, and by the way, the secondary teams, Kylo and Rey, you're really not getting great secondary teams. You could say Zoria Bliss, but you're kind of limiting yourself there a lot. Sith Eternals, same way. You can get Imperial Troopers, and you're going to be limiting yourself aside from that. I got lots of other videos about ranking the Galactic Legends, and I talk about the farming value of the Galactic Legends. You go take a look at those, and maybe we'll get more in depth on that down the road. But I think that in the future, Galactic Legend Leia Organa will be really the choice for new players or alt accounts to rush as far as a Galactic Legend goes, because you're going to get Captain Rex, and when you get done with the farm, you can go farm the rest of the Phoenix, and that's an endgame team. You get Princess Nisa. Hey, that makes the Ewoks way infinitely more viable than they were previously, but I'm still not sure you're going to farm an Ewok team. You're going to be doing CLS, Commander Luke Skywalker, and that team you're going to be farming along the way is an endgame team as well. Scout Trooper can be plugged into an Imperial Trooper team along the way, and that can be an early game all the way through late and in-game team for you too. R2 plugs into the Leia team himself. The rest of this I'm not sure about, but I just think, well, I am sure that the rest of this doesn't really fit anywhere. But I do think you get a lot of teams that you can build off of the Leia Organa farm, and she doesn't really require a lot of really difficult journeys. She'll be the farm that a lot of people will do here going forward, but I think I've exhausted, the ins and outs, benefits and drawbacks, the trade-offs. Life is all about trade-offs, basic economics. If you're going to do one thing, you can't do another thing. If you're going to farm a Galactic Legend, you can't go get all the core teams. If you're going to get all the core teams, you're going to do a Galactic Legend later. So here's the question. Should you rush a Galactic Legend in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes? And my brief and basic answer is going to, basically after this 15 minutes or whatever, is going to be no, I don't believe you should. I'm doing it. Again, I do it for the content. I do it to understand more. It helps me understand more about the game and what you guys are going through on a daily basis. It really, really does. But when you rush a Galactic Legend, you leave too much stuff in the background. Now, should you have a Galactic Legend in mind from day one? Absolutely. Absolutely, you should have in mind from day one exactly what Galactic Legend you're going to be working on first. Will it be Leia? Will it be Jabba? Will it be Lord Vader? Will it be Jedi Master Luke? Whatever. You need to know who you're going to be farming in the back of your mind, off the top of your head. And if Lightspeed bundles are coming, maybe you're just going to depend on Lightspeed bundles for your Galactic Legend farming for now, and farm all the core teams in the meantime, and get the Inquisitors done, and get the maybe farm the Bad Batch and work toward Lord Vader because he won't be there for a while in a Lightspeed bundle. So, what was I saying? What are the things the things you leave behind to rush for a Galactic Legend? The list is long, and I'm going to start with assault battles. We have assault battles in the game, and I think there's a couple of them right now in events. Let's pop over there right now to assault battles. We run assault battles every month. Each assault battle runs, and I think there's 7 or 8. I can't remember which ones, but you can see right now coming up, we've got the Ground War, which requires Jedi, and we've got Secrets and Shadows, which requires Phoenix or Night Sisters. If you're going straight for Galactic Legend and you're not farming Jedi and you're not farming, Night Sisters, which are not required for any Galactic Legends, and you're not farming or Phoenix, the full Phoenix team, then you're just poo-pooing these and leaving them out. And the problem is that the rewards for these, that's not helpful. Can I get this? I guess I can't get in and see. Well, anyway, when you get to tier 2 and tier 3 and challenge tier 1, 2, and 3 of these assault battles, the rewards are lots of relic materials and signal data and Kyrotex and Zeta. You're getting a lot of rewards in these assault battles that you're just leaving on the table if you're just farming straight to a Galactic Legend. I think that's a really big concern, and especially with Lightspeed bundles. If you're grabbing Galactic Legends with Lightspeed bundles, assault battles are something you really should be thinking about farming along the way. We'll talk more about that in the future on the channel. More sense? What does it say? GLs make more sense, some makes... Okay, yeah, already talked about that. Can't read my handwriting. So some Galactic Legends do make more sense to rush. If you rush Kylo, for instance, it's a quicker farm, and maybe get a Lightspeed bundle for it down the road. But it's a quicker farm. You don't get a very deep spate of teams. In fact, you'll get 0 teams for any assault battles along the way for that. But you will get yourself halfway toward getting an Executor. You're going to farm. If you look at the requirements for the Executor, a bunch of them are needed to get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, including Boba Fett. Now, not the same relic levels, but the characters. Boba Fett, Bosk, because you got to get their ships to get Supreme Leader Kylo Ren to get the Finalizer. You got to get the TIE Advanced. You've got to have the Houndstooth, the Slave One. You've got to have, and that's it. Well, Palpatine's in there too, but so it's not quite halfway. But along the way, Dengar and IG-8, they make sense along there. The IG-2000, if you're gonna farm bounty hunter ships, they make a lot of sense. So you get a lot of the ships. It kind of ties into an Executor farm, and I do recommend rushing toward an Executor. We might say the Executor is one of the Galactic Legend ships. It's not called that. They don't really have a name for it, but if you want to rush a Galactic Legend ship, I would recommend rushing Executor and going straight to that. Get yourself some bounty hunters, Imperial Troopers. But what I'm saying is some Galactic Legends make more sense than others. Rey doesn't make a lot of sense to rush unless you get a Lightspeed bundle, which is how everybody recently got Rey, because she doesn't lead anywhere. Her farm doesn't really overlap with anything. Sith Eternal, same thing, doesn't really overlap with a lot. He kind of overlaps again with Executor. You put Sith Eternal and Kylo together, and there's a great Executor farm there too. But again, I talk about a lot of this in my other videos. Other videos talk about how certain GLs give you more stuff that overlaps. So some GLs make more sense. I I really believe in this game. You need to farm a bunch of teams first for assault battles to have yourself ready for a guild that's going to be doing Geonosis territory battles. Get yourself set up. Laying the foundation is important, and a Galactic Legend gives you a foundation where you're really working from that Galactic Legend out. Once you get the Galactic Legend, which is going to take you 9 months to a year minimum free to play, once you get the Galactic Legend on your roster, that is your foundation, and then you can start building your roster out from the foundation. Once I got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on my roster, my next step was gas, and I went and farmed gas, and then I built out from there, and eventually I got Jedi Master Kenobi, and I got Sith Eternal, and I'm working on like Java now and Inquisitors. I got Inquisitors, so you build out from the Galactic Legend Foundation. However, and that's just one character and one team, really, for the most part. But if you're going to build a foundation of all these other journeys and assault battle teams, you're really building a stronger foundation. And it's not like a Galactic Legend is building your house on sand by any means, but building a foundation with the Revans, with CLS, with the Phoenix, with some Night Sisters for the assault battles, with a nice Jedi team for the assault battles, with a great Sith team for assault battles, Empire team, etc. I really like this idea of assault battle farming in this game right now. You're building a foundation that's going to benefit you for years and years and years and years and years to come. And if you farm a Galactic Legend, once you get the Galactic Legend, you have to backtrack and do all that farming. So you're going to spend a year farming all the foundation after you get the Galactic Legend, whereas you could have already farmed that good solid foundation at the beginning of the game and then built to the Galactic Legend later on. And maybe I'll do like maybe a perfect farming path here at some point along the way for free-to-play players to talk about that. I think that's actually a pretty good idea for a video, so I will do that in the near future. So that's my thought. Can you rush a Galactic Legend? Yes. Are there benefits? Yes. Should you rush a Galactic Legend to start the game with, unless you're on an alt account and just want to experiment and see what it's like? I really don't think so. I don't think it's the best and most efficient and most cohesive, and just it's not the best way to start a roster and really farm your roster around. I encourage you to go take a look at my free-to-play farming guide for 2024 and lots of other content on the channel. We talk about all the farming, and maybe I'll talk about an assault battle farming path here in the near future. But that's all I got for today. Should you rush a Galactic Legend? Should my pal here have started a Lord Vader account and plan on getting him in 6 months? No, 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 no. You're looking at 9 months to a year plus, depending on which Galactic Legend you farm. It's going to take you a while, and then that's a solid foundation, but not the kind of foundation you get from farming a bunch of other teams in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Hey, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great day. I love you guys. You're amazing. You're a wonderful crowd. I don't care. I do not care what Dank Ideal says about you. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Always remember, Nooch Too Good.